Welcome to question 1 of the Leaving Cert Ordinary Level 2025 Paper 2. So we'll get stuck in. This question A, the table below shows the total monthly rainfall for Athenry for 2023. Each value is rounded to the nearest millimetre. Then it gives me a range of values from January to December. Part 1 says the total rainfall in Athenry for June 2023 was 94 millimetres. Okay, and that's June here was 94, so it matches to the table. The total rainfall in Athenry for June 2024 was 72 millimeters. So there's a difference there. This is a different year. Find the percentage decrease in rainfall from June 2023 to June 2024 and give your answer correct to one decimal place. So we'll get stuck in. So first thing I would do is just get the difference. Okay. Once I do that calculation, I got an answer of 22 millimeters. Now that's definitely going to get to the low partial. We're looking for a percentage decrease. I always struggle to remember this formula, but it's the 94 take away the 72, and we know that's 22 over the starting point, which was 94. So there's only two options there, really. Okay, if you get this far, it's either 94 or 72. You could try both and just cross out the one you think is least likely to be right. Okay, just take a chance. When I put that through the calculator, I got 23.404%, which when I round to one decimal place is 23.4. Job done. Okay, so part 2 says work out the mean and the standard deviation of the total monthly rainfall for Athenry from the table above. Give both answers correct to the nearest whole number. Now, the first thing I need to do here is find the mean. Okay. Now, the mean of a simple list, this is not a frequency table, this is just a list of numbers, is the formula sigma x all divided by n. And sigma just means add. X is your data. So add all your data, divide by the number of data points. Okay, so once I start doing that, I'm just literally adding all the numbers. Okay, there are 12 numbers and I'm dividing by 12. That's what this formula is effectively saying. Now you can learn off the formula for mean in words and just do what it's asking. This is just the mathematical language. Now, when I do that, I get an answer of 132.583, which when rounded, actually I probably won't round here. Rounding here would maybe offer inaccuracy in the end answer, unless you're using a calculator, which is the way they kind of expect this question to be answered. So to find the standard deviation, you can calculate by hand, and we will run through that kind of roughly. But using the calculator is quicker, but you have to know how to do it. It's a very specific thing. Okay. There's a video link there for the kind of classic model of Casio, but you may have a different model calculator. Put that model into YouTube and standard deviation, and hopefully you'll get a video that will work. And if you don't find a video, maybe you can make the video yourself, okay, and put it up there. So it'll be useful for those who don't have maybe or have a non-standard calculator. Now the standard deviation formula is this kind of weird looking thing. It's the square root of the sum of the data point, take away the mean squared, all divided by the number of data points. Now what that means is, and if you're doing this by hand, you do it like in a kind of table format, in some organized way, because what you need to do is, let's say for January, you need to take away the mean, square that answer, and then add it to 42, take away the mean, that's squared. So you're doing to all of these numbers, you're taking away the mean, get an answer. You're squaring that answer for each one of them, and then you're adding them all together. And then you're dividing that by 12. And so it's doable by hand. It's just the more data points there are, the more awkward it is. And the reality in the real world, I suppose, is you'd use Excel or you'd use some other package to do the grunt work for that, and just interpret what the standard deviation means. And that just means that there is a difference from the middle One standard deviation is roughly 54 millimeters. Two standard deviations is twice that. And that if this is following the standard normal distribution, you can infer things about what's happening and do lots of powerful things in terms of more advanced statistics. Now, part B then says the table below shows the same monthly rainfall values and is ranked from the lowest to the highest. You see the data that we just saw in the previous table organized from smallest to biggest. So they're going to be looking for the median at some stage, which is just the middle value. It says the upper quartile Q3 of the data above is 183. Find the value of the lower quartile, Q1, and hence work out the interquartile range of the total monthly rainfall for Athenry for 2023. Now, the way I would find the quarters, okay, is I find the halfway point, and I'm going to use the laser pointer here just to try make more sense of it. Now, there's 12 pieces of data, so the sixth piece of data is not the middle, neither is the seventh. It's halfway in between. And that's the median. So I'd add these two numbers together, divide by 2 to get what that median is. Now, the lower quartile, okay, is the halfway point between here and the beginning, which is halfway between here and here, which is it's 93.5. Now, the upper quartile, okay, is literally the third quarter. It's not this is the middle. This is the first quarter. This is the third quarter. Add those two numbers together, divide by 2, and that's where they get this 183 figure. Now, in terms of the answer, okay, I've kind of done it out here. I've worked out the lower quartile, the median, and the upper quartile. And the interquartile range is just the difference between the upper quarter and the lower quarter. So it's 183, take away 93.5. I got 89.5 millimeters. That's the answer. So it's like a doable thing, but it's one of the things that may be something you don't focus on in terms of practice. But if you kind of just go with what it says, you have a fairly good chance of getting success in that question by kind of problem solving it on the fly, or ideally knowing what the answer is. So, or knowing the strategy. So that's question 1. As always, if you want to copy these notes, just send me an email at shanetroy@gmail.com. Like and subscribe to get access to more playlists. Best of luck.